Oh my god, dude! Oh my goodness! I'm hyped! I'm hyped! The Vancouver Canucks have traded, look at this, Beagle, Eriksson, Roussel, and the 9th overall pick for Ekman-Larsson and Conor Garland. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to edit that out. I messed up Garland's name right there. But the Vancouver Canucks have absolutely just unloaded every mistake that Jim Benning has made in this trade right here for Ekman-Larsson and Garland. Now, look, Ekman-Larsson's contract is absolutely bollocks, but you know what? I'm actually re-recording this part because apparently it turns out the Coyotes will retain $1.2 million a year for the remaining 6 years, according to John Gambadoro over here. So $7 million a season until 2027. Oh boy. You know, things actually were a lot more panicky earlier on in the day because we first heard that the Canucks were getting OEL. Oh, they're circling back on OEL and, you know, all this stuff going on about the Ekman-Larsson contract and the fact that he's a good player and all that. We have him as a trade potential target and whatnot, and the contract is absolutely huge. When we had the word that we were getting OEL, that was the first thing we heard, and a lot of Canucks fans were freaking the F out because, oh my goodness, we're going to get this big contract. We already have all these other bad contracts on our books and whatnot. The Vancouver Canucks, man, what are they doing? They're going to go out there and just add on some more bad money. But you know what? This trade, though, now that we have all the information, according to Friedman, and it was Rick Dollywall as well who was tweeting it out, Ninth overall, eh? I don't know. Okay, Friedman just tweeted out that there's a 2nd and a 7th as well. So, oh man, 3 draft picks, 3 bad contracts for Ekman-Larsson and Garland with salary retained. That's a lot to process, man. Okay. I'm honestly kind of surprised that the Coyotes ended up taking this trade here. Like, is the 9th overall pick that valuable to you? Mostly because Conor Garland, he's another asset in this trade as well. We haven't spoken a word about him. He's good. Like, he's a really good young player. He's 25 years old, drafted in 2015. I remember Garland mostly from his days in Moncton because he was the top QMJHL guy, bar none. And eventually he translated into the NHL. He had 39 points in 49 games this season, playing for the bad Arizona team, was over a point per game for Team USA at the World Championships. And, I mean, this guy looks like he could be a really good budding top 6 scoring forward at the NHL level. The problem is, though, he is an RFA. And he does need a contract, so the Canucks will have to go out there and re-sign Garland, just as they needed to go out there, they need to re-sign Dickinson as well. They also acquire the Ekman-Larsson contract too, but in return, you know, honestly, as I'm starting to process this video and I start to think about the trade a little bit more, you know, I'm thinking about Beagle, Eriksson, and Roussel, man, and I'm just thinking, okay, Antoine Roussel's making $3 million until next year. Jay Beagle is going out there. He's making himself a boatload of money too. $3 million until next year too. That's $6 million right there. Loui Eriksson is making $6 million until next year one more time. So $12 million in savings for Ekman-Larsson, who makes 8.25. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said the number again. 8.25. It's so big. It's such a big number, dude. With $1.2 million salary retained, so $7 million till 2027. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of money. You're essentially just swapping out the short-term contract woes with Beagle, Eriksson, Roussel, $12 million for the next year for 6 more years of OEL. And, I mean, the 9th overall pick, if you want to swap it out for Garland, okay, but I mean, you gotta throw in the 2nd and the 7th as well. It's a steep price to pay, but Garland's really good, though. Despite all the money, though, at the very least, the biggest thing here, OEL improves the team. And by that, I mean Ekman-Larsson is still capable of playing, at the very least. You know, like, he got 24 points in 46 games, 30 and 66 the previous year. Sure, he's no longer the 50, 40-point guy he was before, but he can still play. This is not like Eriksson, who doesn't play. He's not like Beagle, who doesn't play. He's not like Roussel, who doesn't play. So, you know, even though Ekman-Larsson himself is a really, just not really all too great acquisition, in my opinion, on paper, this trade isn't as terrible as Canucks fans were expecting an OEL trade to be, because the cap hit is being a little bit reduced, and at the very least you are getting rid of some of the money you have. Short term, at least. Oh, man. Only one more year of Beagle, Eriksson, and Roussel for 6 more of OEL. And to be fair, Conor Garland is fantastic, but it cost you the 9th overall pick, too. It is kind of a move, though, that does improve the Canucks significantly. Like, that's not going to be disputed here. Eriksson, Beagle, Roussel, and whoever the Canucks would draft at 9 on the ice today is significantly worse than Conor Garland and Ekman-Larsson. So the Canucks, at the end of the day, you know, they do improve their hockey team. It just comes in a trade where they end up taking on one of the worst contracts I see. Even with salary retained, you know, $7 million for OEL for a 30-point guy on the back end. I mean, it's a lot of money for sure. It's just, you know, I can't stop thinking, what if OEL becomes good again? Like, what if he becomes a 50-point defenseman again, like he had been in the past, and he sticks around in that kind of territory, you know? Like, I know it's unlikely. He's 30 years old. He's making 8.2 with $7 million on the Vancouver Canucks payroll till 2027, where he's going to be 36. I get that that's terrible on paper, but what if he becomes good again? At the very least, OEL is indeed better than Edler, for example, and at the very least, having Garland and OEL here is going to significantly improve the team's second power play. Garland, by the way, that's a legit top 6 forward in my opinion, so the Canucks forward core has really taken a boost here. With Dickinson, Garland coming in, you have Podkolzin coming in too, and you don't have Beagle, Eriksson, and Roussel anymore. Oh man, it's just the contract for OEL, man. You know, now that the dust is settling and I've processed the trade a little bit more, it's like, I don't know, would I rather have wanted this trade to happen or not? I don't know, man. It's weird. Talk to me in the comments what you think about this Oliver Ekman-Larsson trade over here. The Canucks have acquired OEL, Conor Garland, and OEL with $1.2 million salary retained in exchange for Beagle, Eriksson, Roussel, and the 9th overall pick. It's cap dumps for cap dump, and 9th in the picks for Garland, I guess. So talk to me in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Rolls99. I can't believe we just made this video, man. Oh boy. And bye.